only because you were aiding others.
The original Watchers, too, were selfish. They wanted the knowledge for its own sake, not as a tool to be used. And that attitude triggered the virus.
Uh-oh, the beacon's getting ready to guide us someplace. But where?
Seems to me there's only one way to find out. Shall we go?
Peace, y'all. Just want to give a little snippet of it. And it went to go on attack mode as soon as I just brought it up. But dealing with, dark ETs and attachments with, within our energy field and how this is connected to, the narcissist energy, and dealing with narcissists, you could go through, depending on how skillful the narcissist is, they could end up, and honestly, because again, it's what you do to be a vibrational match and how you attract it, you know what I'm saying? But the energies could be swapped out to where you will go to thinking that you're the narcissist, and just keeping it real of like, I've been through a situation like that. So the reason why, I haven't really fully talked about it in essence is due to the attack in general, because one of the things is when I go to speak on it, and one thing I don't really, I'm not a fan of is, getting on a video, because at the end of the day, the energy could be felt. And be honest with you, I know that there's beings who could sense like more so that it is an attack and not me being, necessarily confused straight up or like I'm scared or anything straight up. But as I'm, expressing these things, it could, you could kind of feel the energy in my voice of like kind of like not having that oomph in what I'm saying, or, or almost as if like I'm not really sure if it was a narc or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever the case may be. But, definitely just gotta, just share that in the honesty moment, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm bringing it up because it's just setting the stage for, some videos to come that's gonna speak on it, because I could feel that energy in the ethers of like exposing that. Because one of the things, and I always indirectly talked about it and straightforward when I did the covert narcissist video, that's what that was for, because I was going through that and it was just so stealthy, and again, it points to your own, shadow work and things you need to understand about yourself. But what it is, where it becomes confusing is like where you have that accountability for knowing that you attract certain things and that, certain things manifest due to your own subconscious, but then knowing the difference of what's really you and what's not. And you have to go back to the moments before all of the stuff happened, because, how I would always correct it and check it is like, hey, you never ever had, I'm talking like this, me talking to myself, I'm like, bro, you never walked around with malicious intent to try to fuck over people ever. Like you never, like that's your whole YouTube channel started from you being in a divine space, like again, like growing up, I was a little kid with the big heart, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if anything, spirit would get on me for, in essence, being too timid, with my energies, but definitely not trying to be deliberately manipulative or, trying to harm somebody energetically, hence why it's so easy for me to kind of go in hermit mode and back up, to allow for myself to see like, hey, I'm really not out here with that motive to, get on that type of energy, you know what I'm saying? And like it allows for me to, again, like see my external experience and see like, all right, as I'm to myself, I don't sense none of this energy. But again, if you've been in a back and forth relationship with a narc, and this could be back and forth just energetically, like again, the back and forth of like, of confusion where it was like you sense intuition let you know you was dealing with a dark ET or a narc, but then you kind of revert back to like, but what if it was me? And that's what kind of keep you in the tug and pull, energy. Now, I can say though that, just due to the integrity of it, it helps if you put yourself under the microscope too. But I realize like it's a thin line between putting yourself under the microscope and being confused, you know, and being in a cloud of confusion to even be thinking that it was you in any kind of way, you know what I'm saying? But again, it helps for clarity to go through it a couple times, you know, but you got to pull yourself out of that loop of like, you know, again, that confusion of like, oh, well, what if it was? Like, no, it wasn't you, you know, because again, and how I always realized people were more so, you know, again, like when I first started my growth, like people would come and look to me like I wasn't walking around like, all right, I'm meditating now and I'm doing this. Let me go try to do this to somebody or force myself, you know, to do this or that. But, you know, and dealing with these relationships, it points to our past lives, our reincarnating cycles, you know, because what invited, you know, the narc in my realm, though, what I can say though, and that's the shadow aspect, you know, like looking to, you know, make things happen quick, or I want to make things happen quick, or that energy of like looking to be seen in some way, like I want to, you know, I don't want to be patient to move to this state. Like instead of going to, you know, another place on my own, you know, moving outside Louisiana on my own, you know, it's like, oh, I got presented with this, I'm hopping on it, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like, you know, doing a full thorough energy check on a situation, you know, because it could become real, you know, dangerous for you physically, mentally, emotionally, etherically, and astrally, you know, dealing with that energy. Now, I can say before, you know, before even going deeper, but you always got to remember, and this why this message was subtly in everything I spoke on, was like the only thing that an energy really could do to you, though, in essence, is try to fear monger you into, you know, thinking that something could harm you, because really you truly, you know, you're truly protected. The only moment you're not is when you fall into the vibe of thinking that you're not, and then that becomes a belief, and that becomes something that is created. You know what I'm saying? But again, like, you know, staying in that energy of knowing that nothing can harm you unless you allow it to. You know, but again, just definitely want to share a little bit, because again, like, you know, going into sharing these messages, and you probably, you know, felt it or sensed it a little bit, again, like with, again, the recent video I did about, you know, transmuting inner demons, you know, unintentional gaslighting, you know, where it was still a subtle energy I could sense of like me almost still trying to, you know, blame myself in essence. And again, like, yes, you hold yourself accountable for what you attract, but not to the point where you just totally forget, you know, because that's another thing that could happen, is you kind of could get a memory loss of the important moments that really point out like, hey, this is not you. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's you as far as attracting it, but it's not you. You know, and again, this is why the video is about like how what role an empath plays in attracting energy vamps, and all these little videos is all connected to that energy. And I just got so close to this narc energy that, I developed that energy. Oh man, it can't be them, or it can't, like, maybe, and that's another thing. That's a karmic lesson I gotta learn. Like, stop doubting, your intuition, and that's why I went through that though. It's to make me stronger, and to understand, like, never doubt your intuition. I don't care how much, it may seem, or I don't think it's that person because they did this nice thing for a person, or that nice thing, or they say these nice things, you know. And that's why I did the covert narcissist video way back, because I sensed the energies, but I was like just in a denial state. And this is not to point particular people out. It is what it is. If you know backstories of what I've been dealing with in my realm, but for the most part, it's just more so like calling out this energy signature, in essence, like this dark ET energy signature, and not necessarily trying to, like, call out a person. That's why the name of the game is to just bring forth awareness towards the energy, and awareness of, again, like doing our inner work and being able to be aware of like who and what we're attracting, but Again, because it's, it's real. It's like that. I mean, it always been go time. Now always been the vibrate, but it's definitely like, again, more things coming up to the surface, and again, allowing for us to release these karmic cycles and break ourselves out of these loops we've been constantly looping through, to bring forth that awareness, like, hey, you're going to keep going through this till you realize this, you know. But just wanted to share that with y'all because, even down to the other video I did recently about protect your neck, like the throat chakra and the solar plexus is two of the main areas that these energies may try to attach to, because it's two of the most powerful places in essence that would deal with, removing those energies, from your own space. And as you express the facts of how this energy moves, it makes it hard for it to move on somebody else like that. You know what I'm saying? And again, it can't just overtly harm you because you are who you are, you know what I'm saying? But you got to be aware of who you are, as a, source on the human experience, and knowing that, again, like, no weapon formed against you shall prosper unless you allow for something to program your subconscious to believe that shit, you know what I'm saying? And, again, I done videos on that whole little thing, even in the connections with MK Ultra and the whole Hollywood situation, but yeah, just definitely had to, share. Again, now it's the vibrate. Don't get deeper into this. I'm just lining some things up to express some more on this subject, to further expound on it, and but yeah, how's the vibrate? Peace. Peace, peace. Now it's the vibrate. Just want to go in on the aspect of, one of the most confusing things for, dealing with a covert narcissist or a narcissist energy, and being somebody that's not only an empath, but you also realize that everything is interconnected, and that puts you in a tough position in the sense of, like, having to realize that, yes, like, this person, because it's like a balanced situation where you don't want to give anybody the power to say, hey, like, they doing some type of black magic on me, or they're doing some type of, again, like, they're being manipulative towards my energy. You don't want to give things that power. At the same time, it is something that be really going on, and you do have to acknowledge the truth of it in order to heal it. And that could, again, like, create like a stagnancy or a type of resistant energy at moving forward or past a narcissist relationship that you may have attracted, because you're dealing with that vibe of not knowing how to, again, like, acknowledge. Again, is the balance approach. I'm grateful that I did that video, and that's where those videos was coming from. Because even doing those videos, I didn't name them dealing with a covert narcissist. I more so spoke to, again, dealing with energy vamps, or dealing with, healing your quote-unquote inner demons. But I always, like, made sure I kept it in the inner vibe, because I'm like, I know, again, it's like, again, you do have to be a vibrational match to this energy, and you have to allow yourself to, to connect with these people, places, and things, because 10 times out of 10, your intuition and your inner energy gave you that, no matter how subtle it was or how much you tried to ignore it, you did get the sign to, like, walk away or not deal with that person, place, or thing. But depending on, your own inner energies of, feeling like what you should allow or shouldn't allow, and then how adept or advanced the covert narcissist is, depending on that combination, again, on on how you're able to, you know, allow these things in your energy field, or allow, you know, again, certain people, places, and things. I say people, places, and things, but, you know, certain, or should I say just certain beings, or certain, you know, entities to interface with your energies due to, you know, again, like your own energy. But, you know, it's like, and again, it's almost like a awareness check. You know, definitely go check out the last video I did, not the earliest one, or should I say the first one I did on energy vamping. Look at the last video I did, and I also and I just posted about this. I just posted a empath playlist, and I just posted word to that horn. I just posted an empath playlist, and also I posted an energy vamp playlist. So definitely check those out, you know, to again like gain a lot of clarity. It's more of the later, like the videos I did recently on the subject matter. You know, now when I was discovering what was going on, that's what provoked me to do that old covert narcissist video, like that one. You know, there's a lot of accuracy in what I was speaking on in that video, you know, but again, like as far as speaking on the energy vamp energy, the latest video I did are dealing with transmuting, either the transmuting inner demons, or, you know, dealing with the energy vamp energy. The most recent videos I did on that, you know, and again, it'll be on the playlist. Because again, like I spoke to the real true balance of dealing with that situation where, you know, you don't want to blame, you know, you don't want to place any external blame as if something has control over you. Like, oh, you know, almost as if you didn't have a choice. Like somebody could just like, oh, they just black magic me into doing this. Like, no, you know, it's dealing with some type of energies, like whether you feel like you always got to help people, you know, and I spoke to that with the empath, you know, and how that gets the empath in trouble is like that energy of thinking you could save everybody, you know. But again, it's a balance of, you know, what's going on inside of you. And for the most part, you know, again, also, if you have like subtle energies of like, you know, doubting yourself, you know, in certain situations, you know, then that makes you, you know, like say for instance, not only you may sometimes doubt yourself, but you also try to help everybody, then you're like the perfect plate of food for that narcissist energy, you know what I'm saying? And there's an energy of you being, your energy being pulled upon and going back and forth with it, you know what I'm saying? But just want to speak to that, you know, I'm planning to do a video, even a possible collaboration with somebody talking about, you know, these energies, you know, and its connection again with soul retrieval, you know, so like bringing in the soul fragments and integrating our soul fragments or our energy fragments that has been fragmented due to, you know, these relationships with these narcissist beings, or, you know, what I've heard some say, you know, dark ETs, but, you know, we'll just say from my own understandings without bringing in somebody else's information, you know, from that perspective, I just say, you know, again, like the covert narcissist energy or the narcissist energy, you know, but see, bam, that's how you know. But yeah, just understanding like what you do to attract the situation, and at the same time acknowledging the fact that yes, it is somebody trying to siphon off of your energy, you know what I'm saying, and how to deal with that word to the horn again, you know what I'm saying. The horns almost always, almost 100% of the time is on point when I'm saying something. But you know, yeah, definitely again, because that's very important right now. A lot of people may be dealing with, you know, trying to, the energy of like trying to move forward. Again, we're in the spring equinox energy. It's about springing into action, tapping into our soul purpose, our gifts, but it'll be tough to do that if you still have some energetic attachments to these types of relationships that you may have allowed. Again, nobody did nothing, even if again, like, that person sent out a cloud or just a mental bubble or mental energy towards you to kind of like draw you in. It's your own energy field, the lack of awareness, or again, like certain the traumas within yourself that how can I say, that allow for you to be in a space to allow it, in essence. But again, it was something that you allowed, and just like you allowed it, that's the beautiful part. That's the good part, the solution. Just like you allowed it, you could stop allowing it. You could stop yourself from allowing that energy to exist in your energy field. You know what I'm saying? But definitely tap in with the videos that I just spoke on from the playlist. And also, as far as crystals concerned, I realized lapis lazuli is a great crystal due to the pyrite, because a lot of attachments will come to the throat to stop you from speaking on it. That's why I was feeling funny about speaking on it. I realized that. And not having the confidence, in essence, or the chi energy, what I'm saying, to tap in and know that's what's going on, or trust your gut. So like that pyrite, what I'm saying, that's why I recently did that video on pyrite. But the pyrite, or the pyrite being in the lapis lazuli, but lapis lazuli, pyrite, and I'll just say those two for now, what I'm saying, because the pyrite also, unlike other, yellow crystals, in essence, has a strong grounding energy as well, what I'm saying. So the pyrite not only helps with the solar plexus, but it also kind of has like a root and grounding energy as well that's very beneficial, to prevent those situations. Because in my own experience, it's like a strong solar plexus attachment. My solar plexus would always just feel extremely funny, almost nauseating in certain moments at how much is being twisted around, energetically, But again, it's due to me allowing myself to have an experience with this person, place, or thing, with this being, what I'm saying. And with that being said, with sharing this, that's just the integrity of anything. Because as a being, you realize now you do have to keep aware, like, yes is yes is that unconditional love aspect of like understand, like, damn, hurt people, and a being, or again, like I brought up, that energy of like, a quote unquote demon is an energy that doesn't realize that it could create its own energy, or it done lost its way and don't know how to create its own energy. So in essence, you may have an empathy towards that, or sympathy or empathy, towards that position, but not to the point where you allow yourself to be drained. Like, it ain't empathy to the point where it's like, it's like, no, you got to release that emotional attachment, for the safety of your own, alignment, because again, yes, everything is interconnected, and in everything being interconnected, there are a lot of antagonists, though. Again, it's certain energies that are meant to be antagonizing. Like, again, I'm interconnected to some of the unhealthy habits I might have had, or unhealthy energies that may be in this bodysuit. But that doesn't mean that that's the true essence of my being, and the true essence of who I am, And lastly, expressing, man, much gratitude and appreciation, for just, again, all the love that I received through these moments. Because what also happens with, this energy is your energy gets pulled, it gets tapped into or siphoned, and then you'll get some of that person's energy, some of their toxic energies getting into your energy field and fogging up your energy field, you know. And reason why I'm giving out this appreciation, or should I say expressing this appreciation, is because there was a lot of beings that, you know, showed me love and could sense that, you know, whatever they was picking up on in my energy field, that it wasn't, you know, me. It was me off of the sense, again, off of the strength of what I allowed to happen. So yes, it is you. It's all you. And bringing that full circle, you know, and that's where, again, like, that energy could get confusing, but it's all you. But it's also, again, like almost like an energy swap. Now, I don't want to get too deep into, because again, I plan to you know, create another video going in about this, but, you know, just that awareness, and again, like, the balance awareness. Yes, you did. You created that situation, dude, and that's where you also see the beauty of it, in the essence of, you know, going through the situation is what allowed for you to become aware of it, so you could truly and genuinely transmute it, you know. Word to that horn, because if I got, you know, a little unhealthy thorn somewhere in my body that may potentially cause even more harm, that's why the body gives you a little pain early in the game to let you know, like, hey, that in this little area, you need to remove this little thorn, you know what I'm saying? So, greatly appreciate that energy coming up, because if not, if I wouldn't have felt it, I would have moved forward and then end up having to, you know, finding out, like, oh, damn, I still have to go back and heal this energy. So it's like it coming up to the surface and having these, you know, quote unquote, traumatic situations pop off, so we could really become aware of it. But again, like, most importantly, you know, it's just really, really, again, being aware of not giving your energy away, or your power away, I should say, in the essence of knowing that it's you that created the situation due to what you allowed, you know, and also due to certain past attachments, you know. But all that. Now it's to vibrate. And again, I have more on this coming soon. Cause this, you know, again, like, I feel like this is one of the main things that a lot of beings will be dealing with. And it's one of the main reasons why I always implement the crystal insight in an efficient and effective manner, in a relevant manner, and not just always, like, you know, again, like, the importance of being aware of soul retrieval and healing soul fragments, and not just like, oh, you know, citrine does this. And not knocking videos and people who do videos on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I realize everybody playing their different little parts in essence. But for sure, like, really speaking on this energy, because this is what's causing a lot of reincarnation cycles, you know, and a lot of people may be walking around unaware that their energy is being siphoned off of like that, and that's the reason why they also feeling sad or depressed or confused, or all these different unhealthy and toxic energies that may be popping up is due to, again, like, these types of relationships that they may have had with a narcissist, or growing up in the family where the energy was narcissistic, and, you know, just not being aware of, you know, what even a narcissist is, or what this energy is, you know. So yeah, definitely just got to bring that into the awareness, because the more we shine, again, like I always say, the more to shine the light, you know, the less places certain things like that have to hide, you know what I'm saying? The less certain things, certain entities and energies like that could feed, you know, just so easily, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, you're going to have to really, really really have to work for this energy. You know what I'm saying? On some shit like for real though. So peace. I vibrate. You know what it is. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now.